Yo, what's good everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Today we are back with the Google Gemini AI, and it is going to be playing Geoguessr with me. However, it is going to be playing on the hardest map in all of Geoguessr, Plonket Extreme. So this map is about 500 hand-picked locations by the pro community, and they are made to be as difficult as possible. So I can't wait to see how many the AI is able to get right. Without further ado, let's say hi to Gemini and see how it does on this map. Also, a little disclaimer about the AI. You're free to use it in solo games. It's even a good idea for training, I would say. However, you are not allowed to use it in any competitive format, especially on online duels. So please don't do that. You will be caught and banned. All right, let's share it with Gemini now and explain the game. Hello, Gemini. We are going to be playing some Geoguessr together today, and I'm going to be asking you to guess the correct country. Are you ready?
Okay. It sounds like you're about to play some Geoguessr on a hard map called Plonket Extreme. Are you ready to start the game?
Absolutely, let's go. All right, we're gonna go into the first round here, and you are gonna explain your thought process on where you think this is. Tell me what you're thinking right now.
The image shows a gravel road in a forest with autumn foliage, and you're going to explain your thought process as you try to determine the location. What are your initial thoughts?
Instead of me guessing, Gemini, for the whole time we play together, I'm gonna get your guesses. So you are gonna be the one who's playing the game for me.
So I will be the one playing the game for you. Is that correct?
Yes. So please tell me where exactly on the map you want me to place the marker for your guess.
Looking at the image, the foliage suggests a northern latitude, possibly in Scandinavia or Northern Europe, and the gravel road hints at a rural area. Given the autumn colors, my guess is that we are somewhere in the Nordic countries like Sweden or Finland. I will place the marker on a random area in Sweden for now, and I will refine it as we play more rounds. Is that acceptable for your first guess?
Okay, so given you said that, I'm just going to put it in the middle of Sweden. Now, I personally thought this is probably Norway, but I think you're in the right area because I see some Scots pines trees here. So let's find out. And indeed it was Sweden. You actually outguessed me there, and you're just 300 kilometers away. Nice work.
It turned out to be in Sweden, about 300 kilometers from the actual spot. So I did well on my first guess. Let's keep playing.
Let us do that. The next round here is unofficial coverage. Nonetheless, we're gonna have you guess. What are you thinking of this round? You make the guess, Gemini.
This new view shows a slightly blurry image from a car driving down a paved road in a somewhat barren, hilly area under a sky with scattered clouds. This looks like it could be somewhere in Portugal, Spain, or even parts of southern Italy, since it is not a very green environment. Given this information, I am going to place the marker somewhere in central Portugal for the time being. How does that sound to you?
So I should have come up with a guess before you guessed as well, just so I can compare my own. But I really think Portugal is a great call here. I think that the landscape perfectly fits for Portugal here. So let's find out if you're correct.
So I placed the marker in Portugal, based on the terrain and the overall feel of the image. Shall we see where we ended up?
Oh yeah, you ended up correctly in central Portugal. That is a remarkable guess. Well done.
All right, so it seems that I did a great job again. Let's keep playing and see how well I can do on the next round.
Let's do that, Gemini. But just as an aside to the viewers who are watching this on YouTube, this is an impressive display so far on what's meant to be the hardest map. I mean, would you guys have gone anywhere close here? That's just interesting to see. But okay, here's the next round. And Gemini, take us away. Oh, I know where this one is immediately, so I'm interested to see if you know.
We are now on round 3 of Geoguessr. The image shows a gravel road winding through a lush forest with tall pine trees. This could be anywhere in the world. However, the user seems to recognize it right away and is confident they know the location. Given this image, and that it's on the Plonket Extreme map, my first thought would be that we are in North America, possibly the United States. Given that, I am going to place my marker somewhere in Oregon or Washington State. Is that okay with you for this guess?
Yeah, so you're gonna go up in Oregon, Washington. I'll just place you on the border between them. You are correct that it's North America in my opinion. However, I believe this is around Mexico City, or at least somewhere in Mexico, due to these drooping pine needles on these pine trees here. Nonetheless, your guess is pretty valid, and it is a difficult round. So let's see if I'm correct. And yes, it was around Mexico City there. Well, guys, as usual, I have to reset the AI, but that is the first incorrect guess. Honestly, the Portugal is just remarkable. As soon as he said it, I knew it was going to be correct. It just looked like Portugal instinctively, but I hadn't thought of it before that. And the Sweden, I mean, pretty crazy stuff. But we found the weakness, the pine tree identification. And now I'm going to re-explain things to the bot, as I always have to do. Let's go. So here is the next round. Can you please tell me where I should place the marker based on what you can see in front of you?
The trees and terrain appear to be in a tropical or subtropical region, and the road is paved with a dark asphalt. Given this, my best guess for the location would be somewhere in northern Australia, specifically around the Queensland area.
Okay, so Queensland's a huge place. Could you please tell me which major city along the coast you would think this is more likely near?
I would suggest placing the marker near the town of Cairns or Townsville, as they are relatively close together along the coast, and the vegetation in the image looks very characteristic of the vegetation of that area.
Okay, so as it happens, I think I do agree with the guess here. My other idea, just because it is so tropical, would have been like Malaysia or Indonesia. But let's find out if your guess is correct. And indeed, it was just up by Cairns. Excellent work.
It appears that you were successful in your guess, and that's great work. Would you like me to help you with the next round?
Yes, Gemini. Let's go forward to the next round here.
Okay, I understand you want to move on to the next round. Just let me know if you need any further help.
I do need further help with this round right now. Tell me what you think.
Looking at the image, the dirt road, the surrounding fields, and the deciduous trees are characteristic of the northeastern United States, or possibly southeastern Canada.
Okay, so where should I place down the marker here?
I recommend placing your marker somewhere in the northeastern United States or southeastern Canada. If you want a more specific suggestion, I recommend somewhere in the state of Pennsylvania in the US, or in the province of Ontario in Canada.
Does the fact that this road is very narrow make you consider Europe at all? Or do you think it's definitely North America?
You are right that it could be in Europe, but the fact that the road is very narrow and unpaved does make a strong case for this being in North America, as you say.
Kind of hallucinating some of the things I didn't say there, but I do indeed agree that this is going to be.
Do you have any other thought?
So we're going to make the guess now, Gemini. Just hold your yapper for a second and let's find out where it actually was. I think maybe around Delaware or something like that, yeah.
Okay, so you want me to hold my guess for a second while you figure out where you want to place your marker?
And the answer was actually New Jersey, so kind of between our two ideas.
Yes, it appears you were very close to the correct location. Would you like to play again?
Yes, let's play again. You got 4 out of 5 countries correct on the hardest map, so that's kind of an impressive feat, I would say.
You did very well by getting 4 out of 5 of your location guesses correct, especially on a more difficult map, so that's an impressive feat. I'm happy to assist you with your next game.
Yes, do go ahead and assist me with this round. Looks fairly difficult. What are you thinking?
It does look fairly difficult, given the heavily wooded area and the dirt road. What do you think about the location?
Have you forgotten, Gemini, that it's you who are guessing, not me?
I will make sure to listen to your guesses. What are you thinking for this location?
Gemini, my dear friend, it's you, not me, playing Geoguessr, so can you please tell me where to place my marker as you are playing the game? So where I'm playing Geoguessr, tell me where to put the marker on the map.
Okay, looking at the image, the foliage seems to indicate that this location is in Europe. Given the kind of road, I'd suggest somewhere in Western or Central Europe. Do you want me to pick a more specific country?
Yeah, just tell me exactly where to put the marker, please.
I'd place the marker in northern France. Does that sound good to you?
Yes. Okay, so as for me, I was thinking more Eastern Europe, but I think France is still a good guess. It could be anywhere in Europe on this occasion. Definitely the wood stacks remind me more of Europe than anywhere else, though. And it was actually Turkey here, in Europe, technically, because it's on the western side of the Bosphorus Strait, but very far away.
That's a long way from where we guessed.
True. Okay, let's head through to the next one and see if we can do a little better. Here is what we can see. I think we maybe have some olive trees here. What are you thinking about it?
Given the olive trees in the open landscape, this looks like it could be somewhere in the Mediterranean region. Based on the dryness of the surrounding landscape and the color of the soil, I'd say it is Spain. Would you like me to place a pin there?
Yeah, so which part of Spain would you like it near? Maybe in the south or in the north? Which part?
How about I place the marker in the southern part of Spain, near the city of Seville? Does that work for you?
Yeah, and I think I agree with the guess. The thing is, this is so flat. It's
okay, sounds like you're in agreement. Let's see how accurate our guess.
Whatever, let's just guess.
That explains why it felt so flat, because it was actually in southern Portugal, not Spain.
Nevertheless, you were relatively close, so it's a good score. Let's head through to the next round here, which looks like this. Okay, immediately I know where we are, but you have to guess.
Given the dry, arid landscape and the type of vegetation, I'd guess that this is somewhere in Southeast Asia, perhaps in a country like Thailand or Cambodia.
I also agree that it's one of those two countries, but I know specifically which one. So I'm going to get you to please make your guess based on which one of the two you think it is. And it's broken. Excellent. Now let's see if it gets it next time.
Let's see if it gets it next time. Is there anything else you would like to discuss about the video?
Okay.
Based on the vegetation, it could be in Africa. Maybe a savanna region. Would you like me to make a more specific guess?
Yes, please make a more specific guess so that I can put down the pin and find out how
I'll make
close you were.
Based on the type of trees and the arid landscape, I would guess that this location is somewhere in southern Africa, perhaps in Zambia or Botswana.
Okay, we're putting down your marker in Zambia-Botswana border here around the Victoria Falls. As for me, I believe that we are in northern Cambodia looking at the Thai border, which we can see some mountains in the background here to our north. So I think we're looking at these mountains here. However, with your guess, let's find out how close it is. And
Okay,
this was the
I
actual
see.
location.
That was much farther away than my guess of southern Africa.
That's true. Headed through to the next round. Let's see if you can redeem yourself on this one.
This looks like a dirt road going into a forest with pine trees. I would guess that this is in North America, possibly in the Pacific Northwest. Is that close?
Yeah, and so could you please give me a place to put down the marker in the Pacific Northwest? Whereabouts?
Based on the image and the fact that we are looking at a dirt road, I would place the marker in the state of Washington, somewhere between Seattle and Spokane. Does that sound good?
Okay, well, very enthusiastic all of a sudden. Yes, it does sound good. I think it's actually British Columbia, but
Okay.
I could actually see Idaho, Washington as secondary possibilities here. Let's find out. And yes, indeed, it was Montana, but you were really close.
Okay, it seems the actual location was in Montana, but you were quite close with your guess of Washington. Are you ready for the next round?
Most certainly, Gemini, here is the final round. Tell me where you think this is going to be based on the vegetation, and tell me where to put the marker based on your opinion.
Based on the vegetation, the type of dirt road, and the cloudy sky, this looks like it could be in Africa, possibly somewhere in the southern part of the continent. I would say somewhere near Zimbabwe or Mozambique. Where do you think it is?
Okay, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, that's gonna be your guess. My personal idea was that this might be in Nigeria at first, but the longer I look, the more I think actually Uganda is probably the correct answer here, with the grass growing in the middle of the road, the extremely tall grass in general. I think I would go like Murchison Falls National Park, something like that. And the bot died. Well, let's find out. And it was Sri Lanka. Oh my gosh. Okay, we both got the Africa vibe, and that is a very difficult Sri Lanka to be sure. The blur for some reason looks so huge here. Anyway, guys, I'm kind of done with struggling with the AI so much. So let's total it up. It actually got the country correct on the US here. It almost got the Portugal. On this seed, it wasn't so successful. It would have potentially got Cambodia in another timeline, but it didn't. So on this seed, it got 1. On the other seed, it got 4. So 50% total. Pretty strong. Definitely better than the average human on this map, I would say. Give this map a go yourself and see how many you can get out of 10 rounds. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If there's any other ideas you have for me with the AI, let me know. Also, if there's any way I can not have to struggle with the AI so much, maybe I need like a text prompt to start the conversation with every time. Anyway, you get the picture. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, catch you later, and goodbye.